A user hacked Rotten Tomatoes on the Asmongold subreddit and found the real review score for Christopher Nolan's film, and discovered that out of 886 active users, only 498 rated it positively, leaving the true score around 56.2. A score of 97% is mathematically impossible, and this is looking more and more like widespread fraud by the Hollywood industry on a massive scale. The film is being propped up to look like a success, but in reality, it is a cataclysmic financial failure. It might not even break even. This is the, this is the 6 p.m. showing for the Odyssey today at the nearest AMC. This is the 6 p.m. showing on Friday at my nearest AMC. This is the 6 p.m. showing on Saturday. This is the 6 p.m. showing. This is the 6 p.m. showing tomorrow. So far, the Odyssey has grossed approximately 282 million globally and 142 million domestically. Ever since the casting for this movie was released, people have been hating on it, saying that including black people and trans people, and people of color, and not having Greeks play the Greeks in the movie is a insult to Homer's Odyssey. Claims of Christopher Nolan going woke and ruining the Odyssey as a story by not having it be historically accurate have been made time and time again. The Viking ships, the weird armor, the non-Greek accents, the absence of Greek people, so many things about this movie are inaccurate. When the trailer for the Odyssey came out, it was immediately ratioed, and I think it currently sits at about 500,000 dislikes, reports of it being an incoming flop or abundant, and it really didn't look good. With all that being said, we know none of that turned out to be true. The movie is doing absolutely amazing. Everyone I know who has seen the Odyssey movie by Christopher Nolan absolutely loved it. All the IMAX theaters within a 5,000 mile radius of me have been completely sold out for the next 4 weekends. And I have not heard a single complaint about the fact that there are black people or that Elliot Page is in the movie. I haven't heard a single complaint from anybody about either of those things. Unless you include far-right conservatives online. Those are the only people still complaining about the movie. If you ask literally anybody in real life how they feel about Lupita or Elliot or anybody else that isn't a white male being in the movie, they'll probably tell you something along the lines of, "What the fuck are you talking about? What kind of question is that?" Because nobody gives a shit. Yes, the movie was historically inaccurate. Unfortunately, they were not speaking Greek. Unfortunately, not every actor was Greek. Unfortunately, their armor looked weird. Unfortunately, they explored Sinon a little bit more instead of just not having him in the movie at all. But I would argue that all of those things made the movie a lot better. I thought the ship looked nice. Yes, it's historically inaccurate. It's apparently it's like a fucking, it's modeled after Viking ships or something. Apparently the ships were historically inaccurate. I don't give a fuck. No one gives a shit, dude. If you go up to anybody on the street and ask them if they care about the historical accuracy of the Odyssey, they will tell you to go fuck yourself. It doesn't matter. The historical accuracy of this myth does not matter. If you want to learn about history, go learn about history. Don't wait for someone like Christopher Nolan to come along and spoon feed you the history and expect him to make it historically accurate so that you get all the facts right.
Oh, but it's not accurate. It's not factual.
Shut the fuck up. Who gives a shit? This isn't a history class. This is the Odyssey. This is a myth being adapted by a guy in 2026 in America. I don't get why it was like an expectation by the far right to make this movie completely like fully Greek, everything accurate, everything perfect. Like, no, dude. No. That's just not how it's gonna happen. As somebody who has read the Odyssey before, I thought it was amazing. I thought this movie was fucking fantastic. I don't care if they didn't get all the lines. I don't care if they left things out. It was a great adaptation. It was a great take on it. It wasn't woke at all. While watching the movie, I didn't for 1 second think about the fact that I was looking at a black Helene of Troy. It didn't faze me. I didn't think for 1 second, oh my god, why is Sinon trans? I didn't think, whoa, why is the bard black and played by that black guy rapper Travis Scott who makes black guy music? I didn't give a shit. And you know who else didn't give a shit? Everyone else in the theater who clapped at the end of the movie, because no one actually cares. The only people who are hating on the Odyssey are a bunch of fucking far-right nerds, dude. Not all far-right people. No. I'm specifically talking about a certain type of far-right person. I'm talking about like the hardcore, like, just fucking pathetic losers.
Being true, Page ended up being cast as Sinon, a character who wasn't even in the Iliad or the Odyssey. As bad as that was, what made things worse was the perceived association.
Why is that a bad thing? Why? What makes that a bad thing?
Sisters who are history enthusiasts who were pointing out the inaccuracy of the armor and, I don't know, the Viking ship that apparently identifies as a Greek ship. And then there's the overall
Again, who gives a shit about any of that? Who cares? No one gives a shit.
Hollywood
Wait.
Absolutely obsessed with identity, yet they ignored the identity of the country of origin of Homer's poem. And there's the overall Hollywood hypocrisy of an industry that is absolutely...
Okay, now he's talking about overall Hollywood hypocrisy. Blah, 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 blah.
And unsurprisingly, the corporate critics and influencers overwhelmingly love it. And once again, I'm gonna have...
Dude, everyone likes this movie. It's not just the corporate you and your people are the only people who don't like this movie because there's black people in it.
To differ with the corporate critics and maybe most of humanity, because I was overwhelmingly whelmed with the Odyssey. I wish I could tell you that the questionable casting, considering how little they were in the film, didn't affect my suspension of disbelief, or the red flags tale that is set at a specific time in a specific region feels very modern. And instead of an adventure, you get a slow, obvious things.
Wait.
As far as the immersion goes, well, this mythological tale that is set at a specific time in a specific region feels very modern. And instead of a...
What? Wait. So you mean to tell me that the film made during, like, right now, like present day, feels modern? Wait, so you mean to tell me that the film made in modern day society feels modern? You mean to tell me this 3,000-year-old story that has been adapted multiple times, translated multiple times, with each of those translations and adaptations adding a little bit of a twist on it that was influenced by the time in which it was adapted or translated? You mean to tell me they did a modern adaptation of this 3,000-year-old movie and it has a modern feel to it? What? Next video we're reacting to regarding the Odyssey is one called Elliot Page Sucks by Sydney Watson. I already know this person is far right. I don't even need to check, but I'm gonna check anyways. Is that okay? There you go. This person is Australian.
Congratulations to McKinney, Texas. You are getting a new mosque, and if the hundreds of others weren't enough already, now they're building more.
A large group of House Republicans are backing legislation Grant legal status to illegal immigrant farm workers. She doesn't like the fact that illegal immigrant farm workers would be granted legal status. She wouldn't be happy about these farm workers being granted citizenship. These farm workers who make our food. She doesn't want them having citizen. Wait. This tweet is about the US. This tweet is also about the US. And this tweet right here is also about the U. This person lives in Australia.
It's just over, just like queer phobia. Yep. Misogyny, transphobic, blaming everything on trans people. It's just like, aren't you seeing through this?
No, I don't think we are.
You are Australian. Bitch, this has nothing to do with you. This country has nothing. Bitch, go back to your country. What the fuck? We got an immigrant mad at other immigrants getting legal status for being hard workers in the country.
Hi, my name is Sydney. Welcome back to hell. Now, as basically all of you know at this stage, we have been talking a lot on this channel recently about the upcoming Odyssey film, and that is for a multitude of reasons.
But chief among them is the irregular casting choices of Lupita Nyong'o as Helen of Troy, but also transgender actor Elliot Page as a Greek male soldier called Sinon, which I'm probably saying wrong, sorry in advance.
Wait. Did this bitch even read the book?
We know that's a lie from the wardrobe choices alone. Nothing screams ancient Greece like bad Robin Hood cosplay outfits. Back in—
Okay, I need every conservative critiquing the Odyssey to stop acting like they give a shit about the wardrobe or any like aesthetic about this movie that isn't historically accurate. You don't give a shit. You don't give a shit.
basically scrubbing through this person's interviews. And as per usual, there is ample weirdness and bizarre comments for us to judge and enjoy.
Looking at nature as a
I love judging trans people because I have nothing better to do. I'm just so pissed off. This person is Australian and she's retweeting tweets about the US talking about we're governed by absolute fuckasses. We are governed by fuckasses. You are governed by Australian people. Okay, she retweeted something about the Odyssey. Let's see what it says. More thoughts on Nolan's Odyssey now that I've slept on it. It is the most pretentious, self-filleting film I've seen in a long time. It almost comes across as a film directed by someone who has watched a lot of Nolan films instead of Nolan himself. You feel that runtime as well. I would rather marathon the Dark Knight trilogy than ever watch the Odyssey again. I was in such a hurry to leave the theater that I spilled my soda on myself. That is a lie. I doubt that that's true. This is so fucking dramatic. The only actor who seemed to actually have any passion for his role was Robert Pattinson. Everyone else seemed to be phoning in their performances. And don't get me started on Ellen Page. Oh, here we go. Oh no, you dead named this person that's trans. Wow, that was so bold. The attempt at putting on a deep manly voice, plus her being a foot shorter than everyone else, broke my immersion almost immediately. Many cases of immersion breaking, by the way. Travis Scott doing beat poetry, and a Greece that looked racially more like Los Angeles than 12th century BC Greece took me out of the film. Nolan tries to tie in the Odyssey to the historical Bronze Age collapse, but it's weak as well. Multiple references to the people of the sea, but we don't see them, or for that matter any kind of impact from their carnage. The characters just mention them here and there, like they're an ever-present threat, but we don't actually see the impact of this threat at all. Those are just a few more thoughts. I'm going to start working on a video tomorrow after work. I have so many things to say about this film. Again, I don't get why people are so mad at this adaptation not being historically accurate. It doesn't need to be historically accurate. It's a movie, a fictional movie. If you want to learn about what ancient Greece was like, or what they wore, or what the original translations of the Odyssey read like. If you want to learn all of these things that you're complaining about, if you want all of these historical details that aren't present in the movie, then go learn about them in your free time. It's a movie. It's a fictional movie about a fictional story written 3,000 years ago. It is not a textbook. It is not a history lecture, okay? It is an adaptation made by Christopher Nolan in the year 2026. In pretty much any adaptation of an old story made in the modern day, you're gonna get a shit ton of remixes. Look at like any movie made about a Shakespeare play. The 2010 adaptation of Macbeth by I think it was British PBS. They remixed so many fucking things. They set the film in like this weird industrial like World War I. Look up any adaptation for Hamlet, and they're all just a bunch of weird ass remixes. As you can see right here, the Odyssey is a fictional story, like Hamlet, like Macbeth, like the Epic of Gilgamesh, like many parts of the Bible, like the Iliad. These are fictional stories. They don't need historical accuracy. If you want people to learn about that historical accuracy, then why don't you just teach people that shit? If you genuinely cared about historical inaccuracies, then you would understand that movies are not where you go to learn about historical accuracies. That's not what movies regularly do. I'm so exhausted by this shit-ass argument. People getting on their high horse and saying, no, this movie is not good because Lupita is playing a white woman and there's no Greeks and they're trying to wash away white identity and they're disrespecting Greeks. People making this argument are just hiding behind this shitty veil of justice to justify their racism. I don't know. It's so pathetic. It's so pathetic. Anyways, yeah, it was a great movie.